Hi everyone, I'm Raymond Sharp and this is my lovely wife.
Tanesha Sharp.
And we're here to jump in. Jump In it is a video series that we've been doing for quite some time now, over 5 years. And tonight is a little bit different. We're going to reference a video that we saw. We both had a very interesting and I would say compelling conversation about this video. Something that's been on the news and been making the rounds on social media for roughly a week. I just ran across it today from a friend of mine who posted it, and again, in the comment section, we're gonna have a link to the video. But in short, we want to help people with their fear, their failures, and even their frustrations.
Absolutely.
And this video struck us because we feel like it's an element of all of it. In this video, we're gonna discuss shortly what it is without you watching it, so you can get like a context of why we're having this conversation. And we want to definitely exercise care because some of these topics are very sensitive. We're not making light of anything, but we want to help. If you find yourself, and it's one situation, but there's many perspectives within the situation. And if you find yourself in a situation where you're dealing with one of these perspectives, we sincerely hope that the information that we want to discuss on tonight will definitely help you out.
Yes, absolutely. That's what we're here for.
That's what we're here for. We want to help. So there's this gentleman who has been taking care of a young lady and her mother. He starts the video by saying his stepdaughter. But the more he talks, the more information is revealed that, it's not his stepdaughter. Is not married. He's taking care of his basically his girlfriend's daughter
for about 10 years.
For about 10 years. He's been a seemingly great provider for them. He's paid for a vehicle when she graduated from high school. He paid her way through college. She's currently living with him, and he's paying for a wedding, even hosting a wedding at his residence. His residence can hold 230 people.
250. Yeah.
No, 230 because the 250 was the issue. They can hold 230
like
people.
That. Either way.
It was 230.
Around that.
Yeah, around that 230, 250 number.
Yeah.
And he's up in arms because his stepdaughter, as he refers to the young lady, has elected to allow her birth father to walk her down the aisle. He feels slighted. He feels, I want to say underappreciated.
Yeah.
And he feels like, he's being just used for finances. If, when you want me to pay for everything, you want me to take care of this, take care of that, provide. But when it comes down to it, I feel like he wants to be acknowledged.
He feels like he's outside, an outsider.
He said he doesn't feel like he is a part of the family.
Yeah.
And he also, to the point where he didn't know, well, take a step back. He mentioned that the young lady adores her birth father, which I personally can completely understand.
Yeah.
And that she announced at the rehearsal dinner that her birth father will be walking her down the aisle. So when he got a chance to make remarks,
not rehearsal dinner, but they had a
little get together. Thank you, babe, for correcting me. So it's announced that her birth father will walk her down the aisle, and he doesn't like it. He has some choice words for
how he feels about it,
the birth father, and he makes a declaration that I see what this is, and he basically says, "Hey, I'm not going to pay for the wedding. Y'all can't use my house." As a matter of fact, he tells his girlfriend and her daughter that they can get out.
Yeah.
So he's very upset.
Yeah.
And so with that information, and again, the video.
You watched the video to get the full
effect, and just kind of going over some
summary.
of the some of the fine points so we can have this discussion.
Yes.
And one thing that there's a lot in this.
It's a lot.
It's a lot. You got to watch the video. Please watch this link. One thing that I found very striking was, you have to be careful with how you communicate within a relationship. And going back before I get to that, there was a guest list, and he had 20 people that he wanted to invite to the festivities for the wedding, and he gave them the list of people. And he talked to somebody later, was like, "Hey, did you get your
Are you coming?
Are you coming?" They're like, "Nah, I didn't get an invitation. I only got like an announcement that there was going to be a wedding, basically just send gifts, but not actually attend." And he got very upset about that because it was responded to him from his girlfriend that, we don't have space for 250 people. It's going to be a little tight with those extra 20 people there. If some of the people that, RSVP don't show up, then maybe we could consider your 20 guests. And I think the 20 guests were basically his family members and friends that he wanted to be there to witness this occasion. And it sounds like to me, he really loves this girl.
Yeah.
He's again provided, it sounds like a great life for her mom and also for her. And in this moment, he feels underappreciated to the point where he says he's not paying for anything.
Yeah.
And y'all
he
can
tells him to leave,
get out my house. So one thing I want to say is that you got to be careful how you communicate things. I think that for whatever reason, there was a big miscommunication of his role, and even that of, announcing that the birth father is going to be so involved. And to him, he took offense to that because I think he feels like this is a role I stepped up to. And I think announcing it in front of a lot of people
probably didn't, and never bringing it up to him first.
Correct. Yeah. Yeah. I think certain things like that, I think you may want to pull people to the side and say, hey, look, this is what we're planning. This is what's going on. So he wouldn't be
blindsided a lot. Even with the invitations of the 20 people, it's like she could have told him when he gave him the list, like, look, we a little tight.
Yep.
We may not have enough space, but like she took it and made him think that they were going to be invited, and they weren't. Yeah. There's a lot of communication that wasn't.
A lot of missed opportunities for communication. Yeah. and I will also say, even if she felt like, to me, if I felt like the list, if we were talking about something. And I said, hey, if you say, hey, I want to invite another 20 people, I'm like, might be a little tight. Can we do 10?
Yeah,
like try to find compromise in some way. Like let's do a hot list of 10. These are people that we're gonna definitely have come. The other 10, we're gonna try to fit them in wherever we can, just to try to compromise, because that is his house, and it is his money that he's spending. But another thing on this side, I think that whenever you're in a situation where you have blended families and you have children and dealing with people from previous relationships that are connected with those children, I think from the conversation he was having about the birth father, I've kind of got the gist that he may not have been like a good father as far as being present, coming through with different things that he said. And I think for some people that step up, they feel like if I step up to this role, I should be the one that has these premium opportunities to do things with you. But at the same time, he did mention that she adored her father, and I think that his stepdaughter see this as an opportunity to say, "Hey, I can have my father be a part of something. This is something he can definitely come to." And really, she just seems like she just wants a relationship with her father. Yeah, she just wants him there.
This is her moment. This is her day. Yeah, and she wanted it to be with. And then, honestly, we don't know what real relationship she had with the stepfather.
Correct.
And I mean, we're saying stepfather, but they're not even engaged or anything. So
or married. Her mom.
So, he's not engaged to a mom or married. So it's kind of like weird to say stepdaughter, but we're just going to say it because that's what he uses.
Yes.
Just so you know who we're talking about. But I think, the fact that he's been such a provider. Okay, so it's been 10 years he's been doing this. And he's saying, like, now his eyes are open. Now he realizes his role and his place, that all this was just a financial thing. And it's like he didn't see it before.
Yeah.
It's like it took this happening to see, like, I don't know.
Yeah, I can see that. But see, this is the other thing too.
Because he chose to do all that. Like, he talks about it. But you chose, it's kind of like I don't want to say set yourself up for it, but it's like.
Well, not really. He allowed it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think sometimes, now, perception can come from multiple perspectives. Yeah. Let me say that.
Yeah.
We are just hearing his side of the story.
Yeah, we're just hearing his side of it. And
we're not hearing, the girlfriend.
That's what I'm saying. I feel for both sides, to be honest, because I feel like, I mean, this only, there is the truth too. So like you said, we don't know, but I just I'm sensitive to both sides, because I just feel like, I feel his pain. You feel when you watch the video, you feel his pain and how hurt he is. But then again, like I said, we don't know his relationship with the daughter either. She may not feel as close to him as she felt to her father.
And he could be doing all this to win her affection, and she knows it. And she's just like, man,
and it's still not enough. That's
still not enough. That's not what she wants.
Her father.
She wants a relationship.
She adores him.
Yeah.
And you can't replace, a father.
You have to respect that relationship.
You have to respect that. And allow them to have that connection. Yeah. I mean, because you're with her mom.
Correct.
Absolutely. And you let her live. You let the stepdaughter live her life and be happy. You can still have a special place. I'm sure she, appreciates and still would give you show some type of appreciation. And I just feel like with all this lack of communication, usually even the daughter would have probably have spoken up and said certain things like, hey, I just want to let you know that my real dad's going to walk me down. It's like they couldn't have been that close to even, they didn't even have that.
Yeah.
You see what I mean? Like, you're an adult. I mean, it's like maybe that wasn't there, and that's why she felt like she wanted her dad.
And part of it too, I think that in these situations, I think it's best to, still, with him footing the bill so much, I think, find some way to honor him in some regard. It doesn't have to be walking down the aisle.
Yes.
But it could be in some other way. But at the same time, I think that
he wasn't even on the invitations either. That was another thing.
But
then this is still her wedding though. If that's what she wants.
If this is what she wants, if this is how she wants it, she sees like that's still my dad.
You have to look. I guess you have to look at it from this is her wedding. This is what she wants. Let me remove my feelings out of it because, this is just I'm just in my feelings. You know.
Yeah. And there could be some other things going on in the relationship where he feels like he's not being acknowledged by the girlfriend. And I think this right here is like kind of like it's spilling over, and this is like just a head for him.
Yeah.
I will also say that another thing I thought about, and there's a lot we don't know.
We don't know. So please don't come after us.
I'm gonna tell you the real. Okay, I'm just letting this is from the video.
From conversation. This is just to help somebody see maybe some things that they may be need help with, or stuff that they may not be seeing. You may be the guy that's doing all this providing, and things. If this situation happens to you, how are you going to respond?
Yeah. Now another side of it, the daughter may be doing these things on purpose, out of spite, because of how maybe the gentleman has treated her mom.
We don't know.
But just think about it. You've been with my mom for 10 years. She's still your girlfriend. Yeah. Not even fiance.
Not even engaged.
This is your girlfriend. You
just financially just flex all the time.
and so because of that, it's like, because some people, not all, I'm not trying to stereotype, but I'm saying some, not all, but in some situations, there are people that they use what they do financially and say, well, since I do this, and this, you ought to be okay. You're good. Yeah. You're provided for you, this, you're that. But at the same time, her name's not on the deed to the house because he was like, get out my house. Yeah. He said it very clearly. You and your daughter can get out my house. So it's like, you don't know what else he throws off. So if he gets upset, he seems like the type of dude that's going to let you know, I pay for this, I pay for that, I'm going to do this. And that may be, something that's a turnoff for her. And, once kids get a certain age, they start to see things, they classify you how you treat the people they love. In this case, her mother. So with that, it's like, okay, you've been with my mom for 10 years. I'm like, let's say this girl, she's out of college now. She still lives with them. She has to be at least 24 years old. Yeah. At least. So from the time she was 14 to 24, she's probably seen a lot of interactions between this gentleman and her mom. And there's probably some things that she don't like. Yeah. Just because you are financially sound doesn't mean that you get access to me to say, I want my name on this.
There's definitely more to the story.
There has to be more to the story. But all I'm saying is, as you're navigating, if you're in a situation or a similar situation where there's, again, blended families, children involved, be careful how you treat that mom, because it's going to affect how those children treat, respect, and respond to you in the future. You have to be cognizant of that.
That's so true.
Yeah.
And then, just be careful. Like, there's just so much in that, but
it's another thing too. It's easy for a guy if he knows from his comments. I'm going strictly from his comments. It seems like without him, they're not going to be able to afford a certain lifestyle, a certain way of doing things. So with that, I would say that that's his way of controlling the situation. Yeah. To get what he wants. And I think, you have to be careful with that. Be in a relationship and not just don't make it, don't say, well, y'all using me for this when it's the tool that you use to control people.
Yeah.
Don't. Some people.
That's good.
And especially, some guys will like, oh, I don't want my wife to have to work. But then don't throw it up in her face like, oh, you're not bringing nothing to the table. Yeah. So you're not working. We're like, well, you ask her not to work. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Or just make her feel like she's like nothing,
Correct. That's not right.
Yeah, that's not right.
That's not right at all. So just wherever you find yourself, if this can, help you or help someone, just look at the multiple perspectives that are found in this video. Again, there's certain things I think that we kind of skipping over.
Because we don't want to. Yeah, I mean, we don't want to. We want to make the main thing the main thing. Because there's a whole lot of other stuff. But I just think at the end of the day, 10 years, you know, you've been doing this. Obviously, you know, you've been okay with it. It's just now it's come to, you know, now the real father's in the picture, you know, and
and I'm gonna say this on a personal level. My father, he passed away a few years before my sister got married. My sister and I don't have the same father. However, we don't talk about it. That's my sister. We don't do the step thing. That's my girl. That's my sister. And some people don't even realize that because we never really talk about it. But the only reason I'm bringing that up is this simple fact here. If my dad was alive when my sister got married, her father would have still walked her down the aisle. I'm 100% confident of it. She loved her father. And to me, you can't say, well, I've been the one that's been there. And that's, we understand.
And that's where it gets really sensitive.
Yeah, it doesn't mean that you don't have a special place in her heart. But if this is her day and this is what she wants her father. That's, and again, maybe her father, we don't know the circumstances that allowed them to break up. With this dude being financially sound as he is, he could have, you know, basically been the sugar daddy and just be like, hey girl, come over here. And her mom was like, okay. But really, it was more of a providing thing than it was a real relationship. And maybe now he's just not seeing that.
And the thing about it, just because too that she wants her dad to be, you know, there with her, that doesn't mean she loves you less.
Correct.
Either.
Absolutely.
You know,
correct.
if you've been there, and you know, that doesn't mean, you know, you can't take it so personal, you know, because I'm sure she ultimately, I mean, if you've been there, you've been an excellent, you know, male, you know, provider, and just excellent role model, and just support, and just really there for her like her father wasn't. You know, in most cases, I will believe that, you know, just because she chooses her father, that doesn't mean she loves you any less.
Yeah.
So, you know, don't take it so
personal.
It's touchy.
It's touchy.
It's touchy because I know, I mean, you know, you feel like you invested so much in somebody, you know, and some guys are really, really good guys, you know, who've really been there, and it, you know, it feels some kind of way. Like, if I've been there for your whole life, you know, some men have been there for your whole life, but then maybe they just want their biological, like when I take my pictures, I want to see a part of me.
Yeah.
You know, for whatever reason.
Yeah. And again, now I would have, to me, I think it'll be a little bit different conversation, just a little bit, if he, to me, that was her husband.
Yes. Now that's where it would definitely be, because it's
he was talking strong at first, and then he said, "Oh, my girlfriend." I was like, "Hold on now, oh.
It will be different now. I'm glad you mentioned that, because that is a totally different story. Because we married, we need to be communicating like
absolutely, absolutely.
Like this is crazy. Like how did I not know?
Right, and why didn't we talk about this?
Yeah, I mean, even down.
But then again, that might be why they're not married.
Well, then why you? Never mind.
Yep.
That's a whole nother. So you're gonna waste your time being with somebody.
10 years is a long time.
That's a long time, and it's like then you got to start all over again. I mean, that's a decade. It's a long time to be with somebody. It's just.
Well, look, we definitely want to know your comments on these videos. It's just watch it. And we hope that if you find yourself in these situations where you don't know what to do, you don't know how to handle it, or you just like, man, you know, I can relate to that, comment. We would love to hear your perspective. These are some of the things that we thought, as, you know, I watched it. I sent it to my wife. She said, I already saw it. And we talked about it, and we had differing opinions for a while. And
we did. Because at first I was like, you know, I felt him, you know. But then again, I'm like, wait a minute. You've allowed yourself to go through this for 10, like you've been in this for 10 years. Yeah. You know, and you're not married. It's like you really haven't even committed like that.
Correct.
You know what I mean? So marriage is different. I'm glad you brought that up, because it's a whole different ball game. Yeah. It's a whole nother level of commitment. Yeah. You are part, that is the family. Like you can't, you know, you shouldn't be left out. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's completely.
Yeah. and again, I think, you know, there's some of the decisions that his girlfriend and the stepdaughter made. I get it, but I think that it could have been better communicated.
Especially if he's paying for it. Like, let's have a meeting.
Yeah.
And this is what we're planning on doing. I think it was too many blindsides. Like, he kept getting blindsided.
Yeah.
You know, and things would just keep popping up, and it's like it just kept piling on top of everything until he was like, "Y'all get out."
Yeah, and I think he feels that ultimately it's not. I don't even think it's about the money. I think it's about the fact that he feels disrespected in his home because he kept saying this in my house. Saying this is and I think that if you're in that situation, a few simple conversations could have taken a lot of steam out of this. One thing he said I do not agree with was when he started talking about the food at the reception.
Yeah, if that's what she wanted.
That's what she wanted, and I can't. He was like, they
weddings are different. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. When you talk about the bride and groom, that's their.
So let me
day.
before just to create context, he was saying that
two of the things were he was allergic to.
Some of the stuff on the menu where he was allergic to, like how are you using my money to purchase things that I can't eat. And it's like, bro, you got to understand the context.
I'm sure it was more things to eat than that.
And you can't control, like you can, I've been to plenty of weddings or done plenty of RSVPs for weddings where actually if you have any dietary restrictions, they could have made sure that you were straight. Yeah. Simple conversation, simple communication. He can have some type
of separate, meal. Or, they probably can prepare something different for him or whatever.
Yeah.
It's just,
he
was in his feelings.
Just for context, this gentleman's house can accommodate 250 people, or 230.
But it was 250, but they said adding his 20 was going to be too tight because they only had 250.
No, they had 230. 250 was too tight. Yeah.
We'll watch it again.
Yeah, no, I remember that. I was like, hold on, that's. Either way, most people cannot accommodate 220. Some people can't accommodate 20 people at their house.
I know. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's true.
So either way, he has a nice palatial spread for what we understand.
Yeah.
But leave us your comments. We're curious to see what you had to say. We hope
watch the video if you get a chance, so you can kind of understand what we're talking about.
Breadth of it.
Yeah. So we'll have the link on here, and I hope this helped. I really do, and that's what we're here for, is to try to give, try to talk things through. But communication is really the key in this whole situation.
Mm-hmm.
that was it.
Yes, absolutely.
It was missing.
Yes,
it was missing. So, that's it. That's all I got.
All right. Well, look, y'all take care. We want you to what?
Jump in. Have a wonderful
Y'all take care.
Bye.